What's going on, everybody? David Mitchell here, and my lovely wife, Albaria, in Voice of Autism, episode 181. And oh,
Nope.
but yeah, we're talking about leadership today.
hmm And we're talking about how people with autism are role models in the community
Mhm.
because nowadays there are a lot of people out there who pointed out on us as if we're faking it or we treated
Mhm.
autism as a marketing play, which we don't.
Nope.
We're not using autism as a marketing play, but we have autism since birth.
Mhm.
And we can, if they want a diagnosis about us having autism, they can ask it. They can ask for it or something, or we can just say it in the full details, you know. And actually, leadership starts within yourself first,
Mhm. That's true.
because, like I said, there are a lot of people out there thinking that we people have autism. They're using autism as a marketing ploy, but we're not. We are honest about our diagnosis. We have autism, and we will even show you all receipts and evidence that we have
Mhm.
autism.
Mm.
So there are a lot of people out there who are leaders in the autism community started at a younger age. You
Mhm.
know, um, it's pretty
And
loud.
yeah, Edward.
All right.
But most people don't realize, like, even though we're readers, there are a lot of stereotypes against people that can be reader, like saying, "Oh, you don't look autistic." Oh, it's amazing how they're able to cover up.
Yeah.
Like, even leaders, it's something that leaders get mocked for.
Mhm.
Like, literally, like, it just, like, being a leader in a community trying to get our voice out there, it's rewarding, but it can also be irritating at the same time because you gotta deal with ableistic people. Like, you just gotta swallow your pride and hunker down and make it through and prove them wrong. But it take a while. You just gotta work on it. But yeah.
And also about stereotyping, there are a lot of people who tell you, "Oh, you don't look like autistic," and they even told you to act like a normal person, even though you have autism. They even
Mhm.
force you to be normal just to be one of them. But that is not the
Mhm.
freaking point. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You know, another way of stereotyping somebody who has intellectual disabilities or any
Mhm.
disability, acting like normal,
Mhm.
but you cannot control you cannot control people. You control your own opinion. I know we're
Mhm.
entitled to our opinion, but however, you don't control their opinion and their life. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So that's the first one. That's the worst experience as a leader with autism, stereotyping. Number
Mhm.
two is the one we mostly discussed was discrimination.
Oh yeah.
Discrimination is another, a follow up to number one. If they give you stereotyping, they discriminate you for who you really are.
Mhm.
You know?
Yep. And anybody can be racist. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't make you immune to it. You can
Uh-huh.
be racist anyway, anywhere. Like, just because you're one color, that make you immune to it.
Nope.
Because everybody can be racist, and I mean everybody can be. So yeah.
And another thing that says about racism is they make jokes of it.
Mhm.
They make jokes. I don't want to say it, but y'all can make research of it. We just avoid something insensitive right here in the live stream.
Mhm.
So that's it. Another thing I'm saying is, yeah, make jokes about your nationality, ethnicity, whatsoever. That's a type of racism that you cannot stand.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, worse that why we expose the worst thing is of being a leader,
Mm-hmm.
because we want to give resolutions to the next part. Okay, if y'all just wondering why, if y'all asking questions in mind, why we are exposed to the negative terms, the negative side,
Because you got to expose the negative first before you can see the positive.
Yep. Third thing, but what do you think, baby? What's next?
13 is don't let anybody bring you down.
No, what's the negative side of it?
Oh, people will try to bring you down and gaslight you to death.
Okay.
Like, they will gaslight you,
Mm-hmm.
like to death. It's a metaphor.
And they gaslighted you. When they
Uh-huh.
gaslighted you, you ended up missing everything,
Yep.
absolute everything.
Uh-huh.
It's just like this. You have your wings. Your children, let's say your children with autism has wings to fly, and that a metaphor also.
Uh-huh.
Like, they wanted to be what they wanted to be, but their parents found it absolutely ambitious to the point that they're thinking, oh, this kid will have no future what he wants or she wants to be.
And they ruined it for their kids. Like fuck everything up. Like make it hard as hell.
Yep.
But yeah.
And another, and the worst there is the worst, the what's even worse is they want, um it's either two parents or one parent
Mm-hmm.
wanted to see their kids suffer so bad
Mm-hmm.
if they don't meet the standards of what their parents, they don't meet the standard of their parents. You know, right, baby?
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Like, here's like this. If y'all could ask me what kind of standard, they told their kids to work, even if they want to play with other kids,
Mm-hmm.
and sheltered, and actually, their parents sheltered their kids from reality. When
Mm-hmm.
you keep treating your kids like slaves, you know,
Yep. It
and
happened.
they even use gaslighting that, oh, you will have no future there, you have no future there, oh, you're not gonna get married.
Mm-hmm.
That's an example.
Yep. Like they'll gaslight you to the point where it's not even good.
Yeah.
Like it's just so infuriating sometimes.
Infuriating, more than infuriating, and that will make your kids have a post-traumatic stress disorder, and
Mm-hmm.
will think that they don't feel reality because of their parents' way of thinking.
Yep.
As a parent, you are acting as their role models, and you want your kids to live the life their own way as well as they grow up, and that's part of
Mm-hmm.
growing up, unfortunately. Even
Mm-hmm.
if you guys as parents don't like it, you need to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And way you think someone should act, it's wrong and toxic. Like everybody have the right to act their own way.
Exactly. Facebook influencers, Instagram influencers, famous celebrities, they're very happy. I mean, not all of them are sad. Some of them are happy because they want to live their dream. But there's some celebs right there, like, for example, they're famous but they don't enjoy it
Mm-hmm.
because their parents did told them to.
Yep.
You don't live your life for impression. You live your life because you want to learn and you want to experience everything, absolutely everything. You don't want to miss a thing. If you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying.
Yep.
So the next thing is, this is a very very traumatic thing for me. Um, Dealing with the pressure. If you understand number three, which is gaslighting and threats, you will know the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
If you deal with a lot of stress in your mind, in your life, and let's say you're not happy with your own family, but you're happy with another company to get the substitute love that you need, that your parents don't have for you. You find your way to love, to be loved by other people, even if they're
Mm-hmm.
not your family in real life.
Yep. That is true.
Can I say something about that, babe?
Like I've seen it happen a lot. It also happened to me back when I was younger, but not with my real mom, but with my real dad. I don't want to go into detail with my real dad because he was an awful person. But yeah.
And it also happened to me when I was a kid. I'm like they take advantage of me being autistic
Mhm.
in a way that would tell that I cannot do. They think that I cannot do anything because when I was a kid, I don't know how to speak up. I don't know how to speak up like the way I was right now. This is
Mhm.
not. It takes time for me to learn to speak up for myself until high school. And another thing is, um, I really want to plan something for myself, but you are pressured by your own bloodline, and I'm not gonna get into deeper detail on that for now. But if you feel you feel suffocated with them, you try your best to work hard for them, you know.
Mhm.
But at the same time, pressure can, if you don't know how to prevent yourself from the big pressure, you can get into anxiety, and what's even worse, you can get depression and you can get suicidal thoughts.
Mhm.
That the reason why some of the K-pop idols died of suicide because of the pressure from their management. They
Mhm.
told them what they're supposed to do. They will get fired if they don't do what the management wanted to do. That's a big example of a big pressure, which is the K-pop idols, and that applies also for everybody with autism.
Mhm. It's true. Like a lot of people go through it. It depends on who you are and how you deal with it. But a lot of people get discriminated against, bullied, a lot for the wrong reasons. Like it's awful. There's no excuse for bullying,
Yeah.
for discrimination, and people who are a leader in the autistic community, to all the have experience with that. Like literally, like I deal with bullying, my wife deal with bullying, a lot of other people, and that right be.
Uh-huh. Another thing that happened is failed relationships. Sorry not to be mean this way, but there are a lot of people, I mean, there are a lot of failed relationships
Mm-hmm.
because of the differences and lack of communication. Lack of communication is if you don't know how to tell the truth and if you don't know how to open up and don't know how to confess,
Mm-hmm.
confessing everything and maintain an open communication can lead to a good relationship. It's not about pleasure and pain. It's about more on the open communication side, especially when to negotiate with other members in your group. On the other hand, differences, irreconcilable differences specifically, if people don't understand each other because they're irreconcilable differences that don't work, that don't change and that won't work in the group. And what's even worse is they're faking in themselves just to fit in with other people's
Mm-hmm.
standards or deal with double
Which
standards,
it called massing. It called massing, where you.
masking.
Mm-hmm. It's even autistic due to blend in to try to fit somewhere. I did it when I was in high school. You did it.
Yeah. I did it when I was in high school. I almost wanted to abandon my identity as if I have autism, I'm sorry. As if I have autism, just to be fit in with other people, with the neurotypical people who do not understand about autism. But deep down inside, I have autism. And
Mm-hmm.
another thing that happened to me in high school on that part was, um, I impressed a lot of people, but to the point that I failed a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep, that's true. It happens. Like it really happens to everybody. Like serious. Like I'm met friends of mine who've been bullied and forced to bully me back a couple of years ago. Like I actually had friends who were forced to bully me because our bullies. Like it's up and down and messed up. But yeah. You know what?
and also, another thing is failing the relationship because you do not know who your really friends are, you do not know who are you with, literally.
Mm-hmm.
That I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of people who ask your help, but in the end, when you need their help and when you need their help, they will not give it to you at one point.
True. Most of them will either bargain in front of your face, like dangle it, or the other time, like try to gaslight the shit out of you.
And also, there are a lot of people who are a predator to you. They will act like they're a Karen.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that right, baby?
Yep, that's
Do you
true.
want to explain it further, boo boo?
Like, I have people who've been Karens to me, trying to gaslight me over stuff, like literally. Isn't that right, baby? And you had it happen too. Like, it happened to everybody. But some of us do stand up to it and speak out. It did take a while, and some of us do have a tipping point where we say enough is enough. But yeah.
And another thing is, okay, and another thing that um is worse than that is manipulated. Being
Mm-hmm.
manipulated by other people. Even in your own autism community, you can get manipulated.
Yep, that is true.
I'm not gonna be mean, but when I left in that organization, they just turned back on me. They shunned at me because I didn't fit into their standards.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to finish on high school.
Mm-hmm.
When I
See,
got college, I don't want to say down the line, but how I wish I could go finish college, but they don't give me my own bloodline didn't give me the chance.
mm-hmm.
They manipulate me to do what they want me to do. It sucks,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That is true. It does suck.
If you know number two and number three and number four, it's a mixed, it's a combination for this one.
It's a mixed bag.
Yep.
Now let's get to the positive.
Okay, but do you have to say something about that before we get into the positive side?
Like any. Well, if you ever have negative, there will always be positives.
And before that negative, a positive side. I'm sorry. Um, and another thing before you tell the positive side, manipulation is worse because
Mm-hmm.
you're verbal. If you can
Like,
get verbally abused and
yeah,
mentally
and
abused.
psychological. It's it's psychological, like psychological warfare. Like it really messes you up in the head. But yeah.
Like you really want to go and kill yourself to the point because nobody will even stand for you.
Mm-hmm.
When nobody stands for you, you're gonna get your life and kill yourself. I'm not being mean, but I almost got into that point that
It
I really want to end my life, but
it was same with me too when I was younger. Like
because nobody loved me, nobody will love me even if I did my best, especially in my singing. Nobody would love me because I'm autistic. I try my best to be a leader for an autism for this autism community, but nobody cared until I got into the point to be invited to talk for an autism
mm-hmm.
organization, which is I'm part right now. Until now, even if I'm here in another country, they gave me an opportunity to present my story.
Mm-hmm.
And also, manipulation can also make a kid or somebody psychologically crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Just like what I said about the K-pop idols.
Mm-hmm.
The K-pop idols got manipulated by their management just for the management's personal gain. Not
Mm-hmm.
because they wanted to do it. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta be easy on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, positive side is the resolution. So, number one is never ever be entitled.
Mm-hmm.
Never be entitled to, you know, never be entitled, but keep an open communication. Deal with disappointments and deal with disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a reason why you have disagreements. Not all
Sure.
the time are agreements, 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 and perfections.
And you always have people who look up to you and are proud to follow you. Like you'll have people who are proud. Like literally. That's the second one. The third one is that you would influence people. Like when you start getting influence and start getting how you are treated, how you feel out there, and what you think need to change.
Uh-huh.
You start getting your influence. Four, you start helping the people you want to help because they would deal with the same stuff you went through, like, and you want to make sure that never happen to our people again, and you want to bring a change.
Mm-hmm.
Five, is that you always try to be motivated, like motivate and spread a lot of sentiment to people and bring them motivation to the table. And for you for six,
I have a lot of another thing is I know there are a lot of Instagram models, influencers out there. I'm not trying to be mean, but they do that to have more followers over
mm-hmm,
content and concept.
mm-hmm, you can see it on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Like, I'm not trying to be sexist here, but the most with the chicks, you can see it with, or like the females. And that right, baby? You you at least called it out and spotted it out before I even noticed it.
Yep.
So I have to give the credit to my wife for spotting that.
And also, I'm not trying to be sexist or whatsoever, okay? I'm gonna be a very sexy person whatsoever. I may flaunt my sexiness, but I don't do that on an internet basis unless it's for art's sake that you can
Mm-hmm.
show your boudoir body, you do art thing. But if you overdo that, that sucks, man. It sucks. It's okay when you do it for a beauty pageant like Miss Universe or Miss World, Miss Earth. It's okay because that is relatable
Mm-hmm.
to show your inner natural beauty. But if you overdo that, that
You'll
will make that will make your followers copy you. And what's even worse, you can kill your fans.
mm-hmm. And you can bring sexism to a big community,
Uh-huh.
but you gotta watch it.
And also, my definition of an influencer is also being a leader to inspire people.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless you have number of followers, big or small number of followers, you're always there to influence people in the very best way you can. Not if it's for appraisal, that's fine. If that for attention seeking or just for the sake of many followers, don't.
Mm-hmm.
Appraisal meaning you are appreciated by your talent. It's either you do speaking, you're singing or dancing, whatsoever.
Yep.
Anything that you want it to be, as long as you don't get into a um, violent, conduct.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to conduct yourself also on social media, on and off social media, if you know how to conduct yourself correctly
Mm-hmm.
and have a good, that will make a good relationship to your fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may not be responsive as long as you appreciate them day by day.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of these days you will lose fans if they feel like they're not at home with you, especially if they idolize you for a long time. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just saying.
Not true. But yeah, always be proud and never give up.
Uh-huh.
That's something that autistic people know how to do.
Mhm.
But yeah. Now, we hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I hope everybody having a great Friday night.
Mhm.
And I hope everybody looking forward to the weekend, this Saturday. And
Careful.
and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.
Not ticklish. Not ticklish.
Not right now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's
Bye,
go.
guys.
On top.
I got it. Bye, guys.
You're happy now that I did your live stream with you every Friday?